Hi guys, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We are going to investigate this crime scene now. It's going to be fantastic. I better check the Monokuma file first. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood, so she definitely has been poisoned. Okay.
Hey.
I think this case, the time might be a challenge. Where's that? The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have her to escape somehow, after barring the door. Or poison her first, then Sakura barred the door herself. That's what happened. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
this is a classic locked room murder. A locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing in a lot of mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey.
Pretzel is numbing a bone in the background and I'm not sure how loud it's going to be on the thing, but we'll just wing it, guys. Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind, because I'm a fucking idiot.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check to see if there... So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh? Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door. Something like that.
However,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the score, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off.
it's
The
true.
third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other
They stay
words,
hidden, and when the door is opened, they use confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. And you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which one of these 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Well, I'm pretty confident that... I don't know who killed her, actually. This room looks like some kind of wrapper.
That's...
Do you recognize it, Hina?
Oh yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help calm her down a little.
So you gave that candy to Sakura.
I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on him.
You really like them that much?
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor.
Hina. Okay, polka dot candy wrapper. So she was probably poisoned by something in the candy. But it's not going to be Hina, that's too obvious. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red and... These are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. So the bottle was smashed over her head? Huh. There's something on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Now that's weird. Figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, is it from the chess table? This? Apparently not, because that's not an investigatable thing. There is blood over here, though. There's blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Right. That's interesting. Let's look at the body itself, I guess. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in the chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she also vomited blood. And I can see a trace on her lips for sure. So what could have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Okay. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting, or maybe you're a fucking idiot. He comes up with some of the most pointless shit! Like just absolute drivel! Not a chance. Byakuya, however, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting? Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood obviously has to be connected to why she died. So she obviously was poisoned. We already discussed the poison. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. So roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego? It was. Well, no, you know it was. Don't, that's not a question. You know it was. Okay, so there's the figures. There are 4 red bottles lined on the shelf. And inside each bottle has some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how these figures get inside the bottles. Or more importantly, they were fucking used to smash her over the head. It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have. So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Okay, Monokuma bottle's been added to the list. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass which probably started out as a bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit on the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Yeah, but it's not, because it's poison. You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. There must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of that. I feel like it's an important clue later on. Because Kyoko always... The sort of like the way these crime scenes work, by the way, is you're a fucking idiot. Kyoko and Byakuya work out who it is instantly, and that's it. That is everyone so far. An important clue. I'm not sure how I see. Right, she also might have been poisoned by the protein drink, but it still doesn't make sense how it's under there. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Okay? This door is the only way out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock and there's no evidence the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is a smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence the chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I better go before he crushes my soul completely.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would need to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Okay, you know anything to say about this?
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto?
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more.
Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her, you know where? Right here in the rec room.
What?
After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon.
By noon? The Monokuma's file said she died right around then.
I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened.
Hina, it's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Ari's account had been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. But the fact she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Right, well, Byakuya is just right here, so let's talk to him.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect. Yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go to see her? Of course not. I ripped the notes to shred and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Bayake says he didn't see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. What a dick. He's such a fucking prick. Undoubtedly he's going to be in it till the conclusion. There's no reason why he won't be. The locker's open, and there on the inside is a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing there?
It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker. They left behind a little something extra.
So then,
Maybe the killer hid in there until the locked room was open. Don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility.
why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door.
Yeah, so then,
What does the handprint mean?
okay, that's weird. I certainly don't get this one.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation?
Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I decided you'll go in my place.
She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, let's do that then. Yeah, we're leaving the area. Those 2 other people probably went back to their rooms. Okay, well, let's go and talk to them. Where are their rooms? Hyotaka, everyone's dead. Everyone is fucking dead. Byakuya isn't. There's not many of us left. Toko. Okay, here we go. I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
Who's there?
That's the weirdest voice I've done for Toko so far. I don't think that was actually even the correct voice. The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. Slithered.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something.
I wanted to talk to you about the fact Sakura had asked to meet with you.
What? You don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit it. I did get a note. But I didn't go see her. I was so scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Tuka claims she didn't go to see her, but can I really believe her?
Well, I can. Until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Is that good enough? I'm going back to my room.
With that, Toka quickly retreated into her room. Toka's account's been added to the truth bullets, right? Just Hero left now. What else could be all the evidence? Hero! There's your room. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Oga told me herself she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I've got to be honest, this is super suspicious. I think he's intelligent enough to kill someone, especially in an elaborate way. This guy's fucking thick as shit. So then you went and met with Sakura? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious. The last time I saw Oga was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hero's feeling around in his pockets. Ah, sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hero's pocket. Huh. It's the wrapper from the room. Quick as a wind, Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Oga asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me, before waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. So, Hero is obviously really suspicious here, but he's obviously not the killer, because that's too fucking obvious. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hero. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. Pretzel? You're very cute and numb, but would you mind not shaking around your monkey thing while I'm recording, if you don't mind?
No, I'm going to shake it around all I want. I'm going to shake it around forever. I'm going to do that and nothing else.
Okay, Pretzel, but if you could stop, please, that'd be pretty numb. Thanks. Okay, we have to go to the chem lab. Well, I guess we're going to go to the chem lab, so let's head up there, shall we? Can we just teleport there? Map. It's on the 4th floor, right? Pretzel? Pretzel? Pretzel, I love you! Pretzel, you're squeaking. 1 second, guys. I'm currently distracting a Papilla. What's in the chem lab, huh?
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. No, what I meant to say was, fuck off dick brain, actually, but you know. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Pretzel. Pretzel. Pretzel Nomkin. I'm trying to make a video here, young lady. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder spilled in front of the shelf? Like the massive stain. I have to be careful not to step in it. Someone stepped in it. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Someone did, though. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I drawn up a sketch of the room. That's a really good drawing, well done. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me? So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me. Well, yeah, it's obvious.
I see.
We don't need a fucking diagram to tell that. There's just footprints in front of the left shelf.
Those footprints must be.
It's certainly
Makoto, are they yours? No. Okay then. Let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to do so, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are really a valuable clue. What's on the shelf? There are kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labelled with the letter A and a number. So I guess it's considered part of the shelving unit, section A. But wait. There's one bottle here labelled Chem C9. Could someone have put it there on accident? Yes, I guess so. So on shelf B, bunch of chemicals, no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put it simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What, do you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labelled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit, section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. On this shelf is nothing but dangerous chemicals. Poisons and powerful chemicals. All the containers of this shelf are labelled with a C and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit, section C. I should try and find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A, we know this already. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from section A. But what concerns me is in section A there was a powerful bottle from section C. That wasn't even what it said, guys, but you get the gist. What was a bottle of poison from section C doing in section A? There's definitely something going on there. Yeah. Why isn't this important? The bottle has a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in
That's
other
right.
words,
It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow.
So, I took away Pretzel's toy that she was making noise with, and now she has another toy to make noise with. She has all the toys in the world ever, and she chooses those ones just when I'm recording. Isn't that adorable? Pretzel the Troll. Source of powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. We know this already, right? What the fuck is this? We know this already. Why is it showing me again? Okay, apparently I just needed to recap everything. Footprints in the powder have been added. Maybe I should take another look at the rec room. Okay, let's go back to the rec room. Pretzel, honey. Pretzel, you know how you're super nom? And I need you to give me this thing again. And I need you to leave the room. I'm sorry for the interruptions today, guys, but that's part and parcel of having a little puppy. And that's pretty much it, really. You have to have a puppy and you gotta look after them. You gotta make sure they're nom and not bum. And she's currently squeaking away over there, and we'll just have to deal with it. The rec room's on this floor, right? I'm pretty sure. That's not it. Pretzel, do you need to... Pretzel, honey. Pretzel. Okay, Pretzel, I need you to talk to all the nice people that are listening to this video right now and tell them what you're doing.
I got a toy. It's a monkey toy. And basically what I do is I shake it and it goes like a monkey would. And I'm doing that right now. So if you don't mind, I'll go back and play with it. Okay, bye.
Thank you for that informative piece of information there, Pretzel. Anyway, she's going to keep shaking it, guys. Anyway. This is the rec room, right? With a smashed window. Now she's just going to nom it incredibly loudly.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going?
I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles.
Those 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look at them once more time. Once more time? I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new. Huh.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. What am I looking for? Correlation. Hey Kyoko, can you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can confide in the outcome. Have confidence in the outcome. It's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Apparently we're missing something.
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to me to mess with a crime scene like that?
That doesn't
I've
matter.
already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So
Anyway,
then,
I need to get something from the camera lab. While I'm gone, try and gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but... What choice do I have? I just better do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work, collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other
I got a
words,
scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen,
First, let's compare the weight of the 2 normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced,
in other
which means
words,
each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect that weight.
So then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they're balanced out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay then, let's give it a try. They're heavier. The broken pieces are heavier? How's that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results for experimenting the correlation between each of the bottles puts it all together.
Hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? It's all on you. Well, there's something up with the figure, obviously, but I don't know what. Or they just grabbed a bigger bottle? Oi! Guys. This is the world, the recording world I live in now. This is the recording world I live in. Oh, Chris was just finishing editing a new episode of Two Lesbians Play, which is pretty numb. I don't know what to do about these bowls. What else did she say? Hina.
what the heck?
No, we already seen this.
Just the
Right, the wrapper.
I gave that to Sakura.
Okay. I don't know what else I'm missing. What else did she say? The magazine rack. We couldn't look at that before, right? Kyoko said the magazine shelf was a hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Her magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back on that way on accident?
hey,
If someone catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? You fucking idiot. Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... One of the pages in the center of the magazine, a word was written in bold, bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be... a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was really like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking.
Hey, is that... That says Toko, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Then she's a killer, right?
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
It's settled. She's a killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer.
I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes that much more suspicious. Okay. I'm assuming it's none of these three that have killed her, unless we're gonna just bump off Kyoko, or maybe even Hina killed her. Maybe Hina's like some fucking twisted, sick bitch. I don't fucking know, but still interesting. What else am I missing? She said I was missing. Was it the locker?
Lock?
You already know this.
Hey,
I don't like the way that it loops every time you click on something wrong. That's really annoying.
indeed.
It's like, let's prolong this game as long as possible. It should just say, you investigated that already. You know what I mean? What am I missing, Kyoko? Tell me.
In other words. Hey,
Why is it just recapping this shit? So there's I don't actually know the secret of the bowls, but I'm hoping it'll come out once we look at the court case itself. With the blood? I don't fucking know. Let's have a look at her. Okay, there's something still discovered on her body.
just a second.
Just staring off to space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
do you think you might actually need to examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. Is that the kind of king I've grown perversely used to? Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you...
So,
I imagine it's because I had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Well, that was a big fucking giveaway. Her shoes.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I
That
see.
powder is clue number 1. Okay, so that's the yellow powder from the chem lab. So is it her shoes in the chem lab? Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It
It would appear she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Okay. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Here we go. And that's going to be an early end to the episode today, guys, because I don't want to include the class trial in this one, so...
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't
That was
stay
certainly the
awake.
quickest investigation so far.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
There we go. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. Now, whatever happens, I have to make something happen. Anyway, guys, that's an early end to the shortest episode, I think, of Danganronpa so far. Sorry for the puppy-related interruptions, but I hope you guys can appreciate the cuteness and the noms of Pretzel and Chrism sharing the same workspace as me. I think it's pretty nom. Pretty super nom, actually, in fact. Pretty super nom. And anyway, if you enjoyed, remember to hit that like button. And I will see you for the class trial next time. Class trial number 4. Bye!